Hey folks, we're going to have a little rant tonight. It's on New Hampshire. And you can definitely tell the Massachusetts influence on New Hampshire lately. When I first came to this state back in '89, it wasn't as prevalent. People move up here from New Hampshire because they love our freedoms. But then, little by little, they're turning us into MassaHampshire. Give you an example. New Hampshire House reinstates gun ban, 196-153. Despite protests, some lawmakers say vote makes them feel unsafe on floor of State House. This is today's Union Misleader. I doubt you can read that. Well, there, I think you could. Concord. The House voted Wednesday to ban weapons from Representatives Hall, its anteroom and gallery, though numerous lawmakers warned they do not want to be sitting ducks in a gun-free killing zone. The 196-153 vote reinstates a policy in place for 40 years, until 2 years ago, when the first action of the newly elected House under former House Speaker Bill O'Brien, Republican Mount Vernon, was to lift the ban on carrying firearms, although they could not be displayed. During Wednesday's 3-hour debate on the House rule to prohibit weapons, O'Brien slammed new House Speaker Terry Norelli, calling the ban radical gun control, and said it shows Democrats failed to live up to their promise to focus on jobs and the economy. Supporters of the gun prohibition said the radical change occurred 2 years ago when the legislature overturned a ban that had been in place under both Republican and Democrat administrations without controversy. By substantial margins, the House beat back attempts to change the rule to allow representatives with concealed weapons permits to continue to carry firearms and have 2 armed guards present during House sessions. Opponents of the ban said the change would make the House less safe and would violate members' constitutional rights to protect themselves, while the ban could alert those who wish to do harm to representatives. Representative Frederick Rice, Republican Hampton, said members voting for the bans will have blood on their hands if the unthinkable happens when a gunman targets lawmakers. Representative Janine Notter, Republican Merrimack, chastised those favoring the ban, saying without a weapon she will feel intimidated walking to her car in the Store Street parking lot. I carry a concealed firearm, Notter said. No one has to know. It stays hidden but is within reach if some nutjob tries to harm me. Exactly. Representative Gary Richardson, Democrat, Hopkinton, said he was intimidated when the House debated highly controversial issues, knowing there could be armed police and the people in the gallery. The new policy would simply impose limits similar to those in courthouses and other places, he said. House Majority Leader Steve Sherliff, Democrat, Concord, told of his career in law enforcement, noting he carried a firearm every day. A legislator carries enough firearm every day. Imagine that. And, well, imagine a cop carrying a weapon every day. Go figure. I support the rights of sportsmen, Sheriff Shirlett said. I support the Second Amendment and I support the rule change. There, he's very stupid. Very trusting. But opponents said recent massacres have occurred in gun-free zones, not in areas where citizens were armed. The Aurora shootings. Now, we're hearing that the gunman went to 3 other places prior, but they didn't have a gun-free zone. And he came across this one, and, well, hello. And there were interviews with people where they normally carry, but didn't. I would provide links, but they disappeared real quick. Everything disappeared. Just something to think about. I could go on with this. There was one lawmaker that flatly said that, well, 4th graders come through here very often, which they do. They visit the White House, or the State House. And someone's gun could be laying on the floor. That would traumatize them. Well, I tell you what, I'd find out who someone's gun that was, and they wouldn't be carrying a gun anymore, because that would be very irresponsible. A gun doesn't accidentally fall out of a holster either. You've got straps, you've got very tight-fitting holsters, where you have to literally really pull to get them out. Mine's a shoulder carry. I have a shoulder holster. I have a strap around it. If I need it, pop the strap, I can pull it out. And there's one of 2 ways. I can pull it out. I carry it Browning style. There is a round in the chamber. It is cocked and ready to fire. It is my self-defense weapon. I'm sorry, I know 2 ways of pulling it out. I can pull it out where the safety's still on, or I can pull it out hot and ready to go. That's a snap decision. That's what a responsible gun owner would do. I would hope that 100% of the time I would have to draw that, it would be with the safety on. But I do practice with the safety off, just in case. That's called responsible gun ownership. I know the rounds I have in it. I know my distances, so that I don't accidentally hit somebody behind them or something behind them that is going to stop in that person. .45 grain, hollow point. It's going to stop, and it's going to stop them. Just saying. Responsible gun owners know their weapons, know what they do. We don't need you telling us what we can and cannot have. It ain't gonna happen. We ain't gonna turn into MassaHampshire or New Massachusetts or whatever the hell you want to call it. You want Massachusetts? Go there. Leave us out of this shit. Enough of a rant. Peace out, all.